Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today I am going to be putting on some makeup while I chat with you about my channel goals and my channel direction for 2020. I've been thinking a lot about this over the last week, and so many of you were so kind as to share your feedback with me in the Google survey that I put out last week. So I finally got the chance this past weekend to sit down and read through all of your feedback. I got a lot more responses to that survey than I was expecting. I was like, I bet like 10 people are gonna do this. I ended up getting 558 responses. I'm so happy that so many people did it. So I basically took all day Sunday to read through them and reflect and plan out my channel for 2020. Since so many of you took the time to do that, I wanted to give back to you by sharing what I got out of it and kind of what I'm planning here for this channel in the new year. So I will go ahead and tell you, for the most part, I'm not going to be changing my channel very much at all. It's still going to remain very much focused on beauty and the kind of mindful consumerism content that I've been doing pretty much since the start of my channel, but especially throughout the last year. By the way, I won't be specifically talking about the products I'm putting on, but everything will be linked down below, so if you're curious about what I'm using, just check there. So I'm gonna be honest, throughout the last like 6 months or so, I was really feeling kind of in a bit of a rut with my content. And I say that because, I don't know, I was just starting to feel like my content was getting repetitive. Like I enjoyed the type of content that I was doing, but it was like every single month I had like 4 or 5 videos out of the 12 or 13 that I post a month were in the same series or the same type of video, just like monthly updates on the same type of thing. And I think I was just starting to feel a little bit stuck, and like I just needed to take some time to reflect and come up with a little bit more of a channel strategy. And so I'm so glad that I finally had the chance to do that, and I'm really glad that you were able to share your input with me, because I think that that really helped me understand what it is that you see in my channel and what you enjoy. And I know I was talking a little bit in my beauty consumer tag video a couple weeks ago about how, you know, I kind of wish that I could be that YouTuber that has their reviews up on new products right away, and just feeling like I wish that I had more money to spend on makeup and that kind of thing. But I got so many helpful comments from you on that video about how you really like my channel because I am very cost conscious, and I guess that's not really something that we see a whole lot on YouTube. I think it's becoming a lot more prevalent, but at least historically the beauty community has been very focused on spending and, you know, being up on all the new releases and, you know, giant hauls and things like that. So it really helped me to know that that's not what you're coming to my channel for. A lot of your survey responses reinforced that for me even further. So I'm feeling clearer than ever on what my channel needs to be about. And luckily, conscious consumerism and being frugal and that kind of thing is what I enjoy too, and that's just kind of part of who I am anyway. And so I'm glad that I can continue doing that kind of content and know that that's the kind of content you guys want to see too. So, or at least the majority of you do. So going through all of your survey responses, which by the way, if you didn't get a chance to respond to the survey, no worries, it is closed right now, but if you have any feedback you want to share with me, you can always DM me on Instagram or send me an email. That information is always in my description box. So feel free if you missed the chance to share with me. I'm always all ears, so don't hesitate. But the big themes that I kept seeing were makeup budgeting and low buy type of content, that kind of slow consumerism, conscious consumerism content. Cruelty-free seems to be important to a lot of you, and it is to me as well. Going through all of this, I decided I really wanted to create a new channel banner as a way of kind of refreshing and rebranding a little bit for the new year. My old banner I think I'd had up for about a year. The channel banner is basically like the cover photo that you see when you visit my channel page. On there I wanted to have a little tagline basically that summarizes what my channel is all about, and I decided to have it say conscious consumerism and cruelty-free, and that pretty much summarizes what my channel is all about. Everything that I do here kind of falls under those umbrellas. Just to get a little more specific, the content that you can expect to see from me this year, a lot of those topics will be things like using the makeup I have, whether that's through project panning or shopping my stash, any kind of content like that where I'm using and enjoying and finding new ways of utilizing the products I already have and focusing on that more than I focus on buying new things. Trying to be a smart consumer and being smart and well researched with my purchases. Budgeting, I want to start incorporating more content around budgeting because I am actually really passionate about personal finance. It's kind of a little side thing that I enjoy a lot. I actually am planning to have and stick to a beauty and fashion budget this year, and that video will be coming up next if it's not already up. So I'm really excited to share more about that and perhaps some other more general budgeting type videos as well. You can definitely still expect to see product reviews from me, but just I guess the general rule that I'm sticking to is I'm only gonna buy and review products that I truly want and that I'm interested in. So I'm not just gonna buy something because it's trendy or because it's what everyone else is buying or what everyone else is receiving in PR. I'm just gonna stick to reviewing things that I'm interested in, which is always what I've done. I don't really think I would enjoy doing it any other way, and I think if I did, I would get burned out really quickly. So that's kind of gonna be my philosophy on that. I do wanna continue focusing on skincare and sunscreen. Those are two topics that I'm really into lately. Still going to be, and always will be, cruelty-free on my channel. But on top of that, I also want to start focusing on and learning more about the other sides of what makes a brand ethical. So focusing on things like social responsibility, sustainability, things like that. I really want to start focusing more on those brands and learning more about the brands that I already use and love and finding out how they are in those areas, because it's something that I don't really know much about, and I don't think very many people know much about it at this point. So I'd like to start doing more research on that and sharing things as I go. And then also I really enjoy decluttering and organizing and that type of content as well, so you can still expect to see some of that on my channel as well. So I think that pretty much covers all of the different types of content that you might see on my channel this year. I did also get a lot of non-beauty requests. Well, I actually asked if you had any requests that were not beauty related or topics that you'd like to see. I did get a lot of requests for vlogs. Now, I've never really, I think I've done 2 vlogs on my channel in the history of my whole channel, and they're fun. I like doing them. It can be hard to fit that type of content in when you're not used to doing it. But I think that what I'm gonna try doing is one bonus vlog every month, just once a month. It'll be in addition to my regular 3 videos a week, so it won't replace any of those videos, but it'll just be one extra video each month. And I think that'll be a fun way for me to share a little bit more of a glimpse into my life and my other interests, but also a way for me to cover some of the other non-beauty topics that you expressed interest in. I do want to make sure you know that my content is still going to stay at least 90% beauty, if not more than that. I mean, that is gonna be the main focus, but I may branch out a little bit here and there because sometimes it can be fun to try new things, and I never want to get bored or feel stagnant or in a rut with my channel like I kind of did this past year. So hopefully that all makes sense. Apart from those things and kind of the general like channel theme type information, I also got some great feedback from you on my camera quality, audio quality, camera presence, etc. So I'm gonna be taking all of that into account as well. Just know that I can't possibly please everyone, and there were in a lot of areas the answers were split. Like, I swear half of the people said they love long videos, half the people said they love short videos. In general, my videos are gonna stay between 10 and 20 minutes. I'm gonna try not to exceed 20 minutes, but occasionally I will have longer videos because A, some people really like long videos, and B, sometimes I just have a lot to say. And then other times my videos are gonna be a lot shorter and more concise. So it just really depends, but in that way, I'm just gonna have to keep doing a variety because everyone wants something different. Same thing with video lighting. A lot of people said sometimes the lighting's too bright. A lot of people said the lighting's too dark. So I'm just gonna aim for more consistent lighting, and that will be a lot easier now that I'm in my new filming space. I have a nice window in front of me that provides some great natural lighting, which I did not have before. I also just purchased an umbrella lighting kit. It was pretty inexpensive, but that will help me be able to film at night. A lot of times when the lighting is darker, it's because I'm filming at night. And having some extra lights, because right now the only artificial lighting I have is my ring light. having some extra lights to brighten up the background and brighten up on the sides will really help with that. So hopefully no more too dark videos. And there was a lot of specific feedback as well about like, you know, very specific series that I do on my channel and ways I can improve those. We'll be taking all of that into account. Oh my god, this lighting. Really appreciate you sharing with me, and I'm just feeling really, really refreshed and rejuvenated now that my big cross-country move is behind me. I'm in my dedicated makeup and filming space, which feels incredible to have. I've wanted this for so long, and I feel like it's just gonna free up a lot of creative energy for me. I think the big goal for me is just to keep things fresh on my channel. I never want to get into like too much of a routine where I'm getting bored, because I do feel like that kind of happened a little bit last year. And in order to do that, I think that is going to require me to remove some of my repeating monthly videos and perhaps just do those less often or consolidate them where I can, so that I can have more spots in my monthly content schedule for new and fresh ideas. That's kind of my big thing right now. Other logistics, I do plan to continue posting 3 videos a week on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That schedule has been working really well for me. If it does change, I'll certainly let you know, but for now, that's gonna stay the same. I know people make fun of people who do like New Year's resolutions and just generally how excited people get during the new year to like become a new version of themselves and everything, but I personally find this time of year to be really inspiring. I always try not to set unrealistic goals for myself, but I always like to take the opportunity to start fresh and refresh, recharge, reevaluate things and make sure that I'm happy with where I am, and I feel like I've done exactly that. Thank you for helping me do that. I really cannot tell you enough how appreciative I am of you guys sharing your feedback with me. I feel so good now. So thank you. It can certainly be a little scary to open yourself up to any and all feedback and criticism, especially on an anonymous survey like that. Like, people could say whatever they wanted to me and I wouldn't know who they were. But you guys were really nice. Most of you guys were way too nice. But those of you who did give constructive feedback, and I know it's not easy to give criticism, so I do really appreciate that. And nobody was mean. Nobody was just like downright insulting or mean or anything. So thank you also for that. I guess now that I've finished talking about that, I guess I'll take this time to talk a little bit about my personal goals for the new year. I'm not really one to set resolutions necessarily, but some things that I'm working on personally, I think really one of the main things for me is my health. I know everyone says this at the start of every year, but for me, I'm focusing a little bit less on things like eating healthier and making sure I work out this many days a week. Those are important things too, and you know, I do want to try to stick to working out at least 3 days a week. But for me, so I have PCOS. I've known that I had it since I was 18 and now I'm 25, so, or maybe 19. It was around there. And so it's not like news to me or anything, but I don't think I realized until recently just how much it affects my life in regards to like my energy levels and just how I feel. I've just been more and more noticing that I just experience a lot of like fatigue and brain fog and huge energy crashes, and I get extremely like hangry on almost a daily basis. I get these like intense cravings when I haven't eaten enough, and a lot of times when I'm focusing on my work during the day, whether it's filming and editing a video or my work, my full-time job, I will get focused in on a task and I don't like stop to take a break and eat sometimes, and I'll just forget to eat, or I'll be like, oh, I'll do that, you know, when I'm done with this. But I end up like putting off eating. Sometimes I will get so hungry that I'll be like, okay, I have to eat, and then I'll just reach for a carb before I feed myself something actually nourishing. And anyway, it's been becoming more and more of an issue for me, and food has gotten to the point where it stresses me out more than anything, and I just don't think that's healthy either. I've always had a pretty healthy relationship with food, and I'm lucky that I don't struggle with like body image issues or things like that. I think what I'm saying is I just want to explore more ways that I can deal with PCOS. I didn't even explain what PCOS is, did I? I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, but it stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome, and it's essentially a hormone imbalance that causes small ovarian cysts, but it also has other symptoms like irregular periods, acne, which has been a huge one for me, excessive hair growth, all kinds of things. And there are a lot of symptoms that I always suspected were related to PCOS, but that my doctor never really told me about. And one of the big ones for me has been those intense drops in blood sugar, and then when I eat again, my blood sugar spikes. And so I'm just constantly, I feel like I'm constantly on this roller coaster of energy, and it's just very frustrating. I watched an amazing video today from a YouTuber that I love, the lighting, I'm sorry, named Abby Sharp. She is a dietitian here on YouTube, and she talks a lot about intuitive eating and all kinds of things. I think she has a really great approach to food. She did a video about PCOS, which I know she's been talking about doing one for a long time, so I was so excited when I saw her post it. The video almost made me cry because it was just so nice to hear someone talk about PCOS without pushing like dieting and weight loss. A lot of times women with PCOS are just told to lose weight. A lot of women with PCOS happen to be very thin, like myself, but a lot of times women are told to just go on a diet, but more often than not, diets aren't helpful and they don't work for most people. And so it's just, it's like there's not enough actual helpful advice given, especially from doctors. I had a doctor, I was talking to my doctor when I last went for my yearly checkup, and I wasn't specifically asking about PCOS because I didn't realize that any of this might even be correlated with PCOS, but I was telling her how a lot of times lately I'd been feeling like I had a lot of like that brain fog, I guess you would describe it as, and I was giving her some examples of things that, you know, situations I'd been in where I felt just like, like so out of it, I guess. And her response was, well, it sounds like you just have a lot on your mind. And that was that. That was the end of the conversation. So I'm really happy that Abby Sharp made that video. And in the video, she interviewed a doctor who, I think she's a doctor, who specializes in helping women with PCOS. And it was just so relieving to hear about a lot of these symptoms that I had suspected were related to PCOS for a long time, but had just never really gotten answers about. It turns out that women with PCOS often have certain levels of hormones that actually cause these like primal cravings, specifically carb cravings. And I've experienced that for all of my adult life. I just get so freaking hungry all of a sudden. I get hangry, and if you've ever experienced that, you know what I'm talking about, and especially if you have PCOS, maybe you've experienced the same thing. People without PCOS probably don't have it quite to the same extreme. I'm not even doing my makeup, I'm just running my mouth. But it was such a relief to hear that those things are actually normal, and you don't have to feel like you're always fighting against your body. And you know, sometimes I'm like, well, you know, it's really no big deal. Like PCOS is so common, and it is, but it's certainly not as bad as other, you know, chronic health conditions that people struggle with. But anyway, long story short, I want to take my health more seriously. I don't mean like eat more salads, and you know, I think I generally eat pretty healthy. I'm not talking about losing weight for sure, because I don't need to lose weight, and I don't think anyone should feel like they need to lose weight, by the way. Exploring new ways of feeling better and treating my body better. And I think for me, the #1 way of doing that is to make sure I'm eating enough and eating often throughout the day so that I can keep my blood sugar stable. And another thing is focusing on low glycemic index foods. I don't even know if I like this eye look. I haven't even been paying attention. Like, I don't know what I just did, but it's fine, it's fine. So that's the big goal for me this year. Some other smaller goals are making time for the people that I care about. There's nothing more important than your loved ones, your family, your friends. And I think I have a habit of focusing so much on my work and my channel, which I love. My channel is one of the most important things in the world to me, but you only have one life, and the people in your life are so important. And I want to make sure that I'm making time for those people and not putting other things over them, because nothing's more important than that. So I'm really happy that I live closer to my parents. I live closer to my grandmother now than I used to, and some really close friends that I have nearby that I lived far away from for over a year, and I'm really happy to be back and closer to them now. Anyway, making time for those people, making time to visit loved ones who live farther away, like that is so important, and I don't want to lose sight of that. The world's not going to fall apart if you put off a task until the next day so that you can spend time with someone that you care about, you know? So that's really important to me. I do want to continue going to the gym 3 days a week. I just joined my favorite gym that I used to be a part of that we didn't have in Seattle. Really happy to be back there. It's pretty affordable. It's like $22 a month to have unlimited access to the group fitness classes, which is what I always do. I don't like working out on my own. I just don't. I get so bored. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to set up a workout for myself. I don't care to learn either. That's the other thing. So I just go to the classes. They tell me what to do. I get it done. A lot of the classes there are only 30 minutes long, so it's like get in, get out. You got your workout in. It's great. I love that gym. I also want to be more frugal this year. I feel like I'm really pretty good with my finances, but I want to be even better. I want to stick to $200 a month on groceries. There's no reason why I should be spending more than $200 a month on groceries, or like $50 a week-ish. So that's something I don't know, I was spending so much money on groceries in Seattle, and I guess it's just because they're more expensive there, but, and I just wasn't being as mindful of how much I was spending. But now I have an Aldi nearby, and so definitely gonna be doing the majority of my shopping there. I love shopping at Aldi. I think that wraps up my channel and personal goals for 2020. I think this video got a little long and long-winded, but I hope you enjoyed it. The video I talked about by Abby Sharp about PCOS and nutrition, I will link it down below, but if you have PCOS, I really recommend watching that video because it made me feel so much better and like so much less alone. It was just a really good video. So I'll link it below. Thank you for watching and listening to me, and I'm so excited for this new year. I'm feeling really refreshed and motivated and excited, and I just can't wait to keep interacting with you guys and sharing life with you guys. So thank you for watching and supporting me, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video.